I'm Frank Carey from Visual Studio. Let's take a few minutes to go through the install process for Thistle Gulch. We've just launched a new version of our runtime that makes it a lot easier to get set up and installed. I'll take you through that process now. We'll step through it from the very beginning and show you how easy it is to get set up. So if you don't already have an OpenAI API key set up, you'll have to go to platform.openai.com and create one. So you just click sign up, put in your email address, log in. You may have to do one of these stupid puzzles. Once you're signed into OpenAI, you go to your API keys. Now, recently you've had to verify your phone number to create an API key. You have to go through that verification process. Create your new secret key and then copy that out. It'll start with an SK. Setting your environment variable is going to be dependent on the system you're on. I'm going to show you how to do it on Windows, but it's a similar process for other operating systems. So go to your, in case of Windows, go to your Windows Start. Search for environment variables. Edit the system environment variables. Click on your environment variables here. All right, to add an environment variable, you go to New. Okay, all uppercase, OpenAI _ API _ key. And then put in your API key that you copied from the website. It's going to start with an SK and it'll be followed by a bunch of digits. I'm just going to use this as my temporary one, just to give you an idea. I set it like that and I click OK. Now, at this point, I would recommend that you just reboot your computer because that environment variable won't take effect until the next reboot. Once you've restarted, we can move on to the next step. So itch.io, if you're not familiar with it, it's primarily an indie games platform, but it makes it easy to distribute all kinds of different content. So we use itch to make it easier to distribute Thistle Gulch. All you have to do is go to our homepage to download it. So if you go to our itch.io page, you can see that we have some details about it, how to install it. We also have our links section, so you can get access to the Discord, download the repo, clone it on GitHub. You can access the documentation on the bridge and the runtime, which are both in the wiki on GitHub. And you can also check out the Fable dev blog, which is the latest news on what we're doing, the release notes, etc. And one of the things we mention here is that we highly recommend that you use the itch.io app to install this. When you first bring it up in your browser, you'll be able to download it right away if you like, but we highly recommend that you use the itch.io app. So again, you could go down and download these directly. I'll just show you what that looks like. I just click the button. It opens up, I download the file, but we don't recommend you doing it this way. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download the itch app. The great thing about the itch app is it allows you to keep everything updated. It also is just a lot easier to manage everything. The launch button, if you're on Windows, will actually launch the full app. It will only install patches. So as we come out with each new release version, only the things that change are something you'll have to download, or it will download for you. So you won't end up with a bunch of different folders on your machine that have the different versions of the app. You won't get issues where it's installed incorrectly, etc. So the first thing you want to do is download the itch.io app. So if you just go to itch.io/app, the app is kind of like Steam, right? So instead of downloading a zip file and having to unzip it yourself, you just download the itch.io setup file. It downloads pretty quickly. And I can start it up. So it asks me where I want to install this. I'm going to install this to my D drive. You'll want to install it probably to your C drive, and you can just leave it as is. All right, so it's going to do its install thing. All right, so we downloaded it. It's starting up. Takes a second for it to load up. Okay, so it already recognizes that it has my account, but I'll just step you through how it looks to log in as someone else. So if you don't already have an itch.io account, just go to their website, set up a username and password, and you'll put that in here. All right, brings me my library, and I have nothing in my library right now. So what I would want to do is pull up the Thistle Gulch website, Fable Studio itch.io Thistle Gulch, and put that into the URL at the top of the page here. So bringing that up within the itch.io app now gives me this install button in the lower right hand corner. I click install, select which I want to install. You want to select the right one for your platform. I'm on Windows, so I'll select that. And then it shows me how much space I have available, and I will click install. It's only about 1 gigabyte in size, so it shouldn't take you very long to download depending on your connection. And the first install is going to be the longest install. Every patch after that is going to be relatively small and will download very quickly because it's built in. And it will automatically update to new versions as they come out. Again, I didn't have to go and unzip anything. I didn't have to go find the files. I can just click this launch button and that will start the app. It starts this console up. I'm going to make this bigger. This is the bridge. This allows you to go through and explore each of the demos. For the purposes of this video, we're just going to show the default demo, but these are other demos that you could read about, explore. If I choose any of the demos, it comes up with a synopsis of the demo. Asks if you want to run it. By default, you hit enter for yes, and then it'll ask you what step you want to start on. You can just ignore that for now and just start on the first step. All right, so I'm going to make this screen a little bit smaller before I kick it off because we're going to open up, when I start this, it will open up the runtime as well. All right, so we kick this off. It's opening up our runtime. And these two things are communicating with each other. On the right-hand side, we have our bridge. On the left-hand side, we have a runtime. And so if I kick off this tutorial, I'm going to make this smaller so we can read the dialogue that's generated. The left-hand side is saying generating conversation. It goes to the right-hand side, which is the bridge, where it's generated using a large language model, and then that conversation is returned to the left-hand side. And a similar thing happens when we generate actions. All right, so I'm not going to go through this tutorial in detail. I recommend that you take a look at it yourself. But just breezing through it, we've just generated conversations. Now we're generating actions, and this should all work for you on your first run through. And let's say I've stepped through the whole demo and now I want to stop. How do I stop? The easiest way to do that right now is just to hit Control-C on the right-hand side. And that will take some time. It won't exit immediately. If you hit it twice, it will exit. So to clean everything up, you've got to close Thistle Gulch here again. And let's say you want to run another demo. So you just open it back up, hit launch again. It opens up the list, and now you can pick a different demo to run. So that's how you install the basic version of Thistle Gulch. We hope to see you in the Discord. Cheers.